Here it is, the bacon butty. I'm Josh Sexton, joined by Phil Blundell today. Already taking a big bite of his bacon butty there. We'd love to see that. We'd love to be back here in Brasco Lounge in Liverpool City Centre as well. Nice one to them for hosting us as always. And Phil, you were down at Arsenal yesterday, down at the Emirates. Going into it, it did feel like the biggest game of the season. And I think you got that sense of it from the atmosphere yesterday as well. I don't know what it was like inside the ground, but watching it on the TV, you felt like that was the biggest game of the season for both. Well, maybe City away for Arsenal, but it certainly had a feeling of their biggest home game of the season.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it was probably our biggest game, but I think their game at City away was bigger, just because going into that game that's definitely their hardest game of the season. I think this was possibly ours, and a lot of people are saying it's the second biggest. I think this might be the sort of hardest one, because I think they're a harder team to go away to and try and play, just in how they set up. And I think you saw it on the pitch as well. I think there's a lot of talk that we were poor, but I just think it was that they were very good first half. I thought they were excellent. I think Saka, we get to Bukayo Saka. He used to play for Crystal Palace and Wolves, I think. Get to the point where I think he's underrated now. I think what he does for the goals, excellent. I think his speed of thought, his speed of actually just getting inside Robertson and putting it past Keller. Like, Keller's got absolutely no chance. He's only saving that shot if it hits. Ultimately, and everything about it was two just very good teams playing. I was a bit, in the end, I was a little bit disappointed with them. I'd be a little bit disappointed with them, not because they obviously finished the game with quite depleted, but it felt like they invited the pressure onto themselves, and I don't think that really helped them. No. And that's the sort of, Neil writes it in his review yesterday, and he goes strong in calling them cowards. But I think there is some merit in that, to be honest, because you mentioned it being Liverpool's hardest game of the season. I think it is because Arsenal have become a little bit anti-football in a way, and like I can acknowledge they're a dead good football team. I can acknowledge that the strategy is broadly successful for them. I don't think it'll do them particularly well against teams like City and Liverpool, because I think teams like City and Liverpool have too much quality, and like you say, when you invite pressure on, it will tell in the end. And it felt like when it was 2-1 yesterday, wave after wave of Liverpool attack was coming. You felt like a goal was gonna come, and that's maybe where you are left a little bit. I guess it's a tough one, because I would have taken the draw before the game. Absolutely, you may be left with the feeling like Liverpool could have gone on and got another there towards the end, and that's maybe where there is some level of disappointment. But actually, like, cold light of day this morning, you can look at it and be like, it's a brilliant result for Liverpool, and it is Liverpool's hardest game of the season for me. And again, like, it shows the two teams for almost what they are. It showed for me, it showed Arsenal's limitations. I don't think it showed up many of Liverpool's limitations, really. I think Liverpool weren't great in moments, but Arsenal were great in moments. But then Liverpool were great in moments, and the big players step up again. Yeah, I think what you got to remember is that this is still a team with a new manager, less than 15 games in.
Yeah.
What are people expecting it to look like straight away? You can't. The idea that we can just go away to Arsenal, dominate them, be better than them, just feels far-fetched to me. Like, I just don't subscribe to that being a thing we could have done. I think the positive side for me is that there was never any point in that game like it was going 3-1. If we were playing away at Manchester City and we were 2-1 down, or Liverpool were at home to Arsenal, or Liverpool were at home to Manchester City, or even I'll be honest, even if Chelsea were playing Arsenal or Liverpool or Manchester City were 2-1 up, you would be looking at it going, there's a chance this goes 3-1 here. Yeah. But the way the match was, didn't like they had any interest in it. It just felt so peculiar and so at odds with how you go out and get the 3 points from these games. It was like there was a fear of not winning. It was like they were a little bit too scared of the concept of winning the game, and it just didn't feel right. Like they're all going, we're finished with loads of players out, and
I love Virgil after the game, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's just really funny. It's like, what?
There was two of them before the game.
It's fine, they do end up with a very depleted back four. It's not quite Ozan Kabak and Nat Phillips when we went there and won 3-0, by the way. That was literally our back four in that game. We won 3-0. But it just, I thought, I'm quite happy with going to Arsenal, coming away with a point. If you offered the kick-offs and we're behind twice, I think that's also the thing that I liked as well. We're in positions that we haven't really been in this season, having to come back and get back into the game. Like, I think we've been in front, we've conceded, but we haven't had to come from behind twice and fight and battle. and you see new things to this team, and that for me is what I wanted to see. I just want to keep seeing us doing different things, being met with a different challenge, and succeeding in the challenge, and it felt like we did yesterday.